Hey guys, Dana Giacovello here, founder of Bullies Keep Out. I'm here with Jiggy Jada.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for being here. We're here at the third Golden Runway, hosted by Golden Magazine. So tell me a little bit about this, and you performed, which you were fabulous.
Thank you. Well, my name is Jiggy Jada of the Stop Bullying Project, and basically Golden Magazine selected us as a fundraiser for this event. Every year they choose a certain charity to put light on and to shed light to and help them out a little bit. So it just so happened that this year they chose us, to Stop Bullying Project, which is funded by my mother and I. We're based 4 years strong in New York City. Recently I relocated to North Carolina, so I traveled up here just to be a part of this event. It was a great turnout, and I just appreciate everybody for coming out, especially Bullies Keep Out. Glad that all the bully organizations are sticking together, fighting for the cause. Absolutely.
Great, yeah, thank you. We had a wonderful time. It was great to come out. The show was wonderful, and your little, I know you had your song that you did, and that was great. It was great to hear.
Thank you.
I know there were no mics, but we still got to hear it, and we enjoyed it. Tell me a little bit about your music, because you're into music too,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Well, my music basically is heartfelt. It comes from a special place. I've been doing music all my life. My mother used to be a musician. My father was a musician. I have musicians in my family, so it's always been within me to write. Everything that I write as for now, I don't really want to put it in a box or label it as anything, because I really just write how I feel. I feel like music is art, and I just express whatever it is I feel. But namely, I go for stuff that people don't usually talk about. Like, a lot of the same music bores me, so I try my best as much as possible to stay as abnormal as possible.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't want to fit in.
Is good.
Yeah, I don't mind not fitting in. I don't mind being an outcast at all. I own that to the end of me. I own that.
That's great, and that's a good tool in bullying, and I always tell people that myself, that you got to embrace your uniqueness, and we're like that for a reason. Now, as far as causes like advocating for bullying, what motivates you, inspires you to do that? Were you ever bullied? Anybody you know was ever bullied, that you got into this with your mom? And
well, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, so everybody was bullied. But being that I grew up in a rough neighborhood, it kind of made me tougher, so I dealt with it differently. But my little brother Nas, we sheltered him somewhat. So he didn't get a chance to have that type of life. So he was bullied severely once we moved to Brooklyn from Staten Island. And then it got to the point where he started to become a bully, and we were having problems with him. So it's not exactly his story, but parts of things that's going on in the world, like, I just basically wanted to reverse the role on the whole bullying thing, like put the mirror on the bully, because the bullies get bullied too. Like, everybody has a story to tell, so it all comes from a place from within. People don't just act out for nothing, so that's what I wanted my movement to be about. I wanted it to be for the underdog. I wanted it to be for the outcast. The stories you don't get to hear as much.
Exactly. I do that myself. I think everybody's a victim when it comes to bullying, and bullies need help too. They do need. I'm not saying they don't need to pay for the consequences of what they do, but they do need help rather than just punishment. Now, as far as the bully film, tell me a little bit about that, or as much as you can tell me, since we didn't get to see that today.
Okay, well, the bully film is based on a song that I wrote entitled "Stop Bullying." It starts off Little Erica, first year in America, but everybody's prejudice keeps calling her terrorist, and then so on and so forth. Once my mother and my director heard it, we put it on wax. We were going to do a documentary at first, and then he was like, no, this is so good, we're going to turn it into a film. Thus, we turned it into a 24-minute film. It's been nominated for the PAF Awards. It's been nominated for the Harlem Film Festival. We actually just won the Mount Vernon Film Festival. Earlier this year, we won the Harlem Film Festival. So coming from the bottom up, having a small business with your mother, not having much, and then taking out nothing and turning it into something, I'm just happy that the people reciprocated it as well as they did. Because it's not really an easy pill to swallow, it gets straight to the point. It's cutting edge, and it's like it's right in your face. There's no holds bar with this film.
That's great. Yeah, I look forward to seeing it. That's amazing. And
thank you.
The more stuff we have out there, the better. What's your projects and plans for the future that you have? Anything going on besides what you're doing now?
Well, actually, I'm working on the elongated version of the film, because people are asking for it. I was gonna do a part 2, but I think I'm gonna rewrite it, and I'm going to make it like a whole film, like a whole motion picture film. And I'm also working on plays, because I also write plays. We're writing a bully book.
It's funny, I was actually to be different, because I live in New York in the theater, I actually, instead of doing film, I wanted to do it. I have on my list to do a theater
I think you should do it.
It's just different. I've never really seen a bully, up close and personal in theater, and I think it's different compared to like the short films and the motion pictures. So I figure I'll be different.
And what's crazy when
I work with people on that.
That wasn't my thought. That was my mother's thought. At first, I just did a rap.
No wonder me and your mother connected.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
she was like, one day the book is gonna be on a play, and I wasn't ready for that. I'm like, a play? Really?
That's
She's
just
like,
so
yes.
funny.
We need people to see this up close and personal. Like,
I gotta tell her that. Then that's funny.
yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's I always believe you meet people for a reason. So one last thing, what would be your words of advice or wisdom that you give to anybody, any age, that's struggling with bullying or hate in any form?
I would absolutely have to say, don't give up, because in the midst of my business growing, I started to give up because of things I was going through in life. Sometimes you feel like you're not good enough. Sometimes you feel like everything is against you. And I've come to find out that that's necessary. That's necessary to get where you're trying to go. If you really have a goal in life, you're always going to run into obstacles. That's what makes you. That's what it breaks you or makes you. And you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You got to know there's going to be rainy days. You got to know there's going to be sunny days. But regardless, you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. You can't stop dreaming. Believe in yourself. I'm not perfect. There were times when I didn't believe in myself. I was my own worst bully. So this is therapeutic for me as well. So take whatever it is that makes you happy. Take whatever it is that's your niche, and just let it be. Be content with it. Don't go against yourself. Don't go against it. Just let it be what it is, and know that you're going to get challenged. That doesn't mean give up. It just means keep going even harder.
Beautifully said. Well, thank you very much for this quick little interview. I appreciate it being on the Bullies Keep Out podcast. It was great to meet you and talk to you, and I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again.
All right, stop bullying.
All right.